Hi guys and girls, welcome back to my channel, Life and Literature. Today I'm going to be reviewing After We Collided by Anna Todd. If this is something you'd be interested in, then please keep on watching. After a turbulent beginning to their relationship, Tessa and Hardin were on the path to making things work. Tessa knew Hardin could be cruel, but when a bombshell revelation is dropped about the origins of their relationship and Hardin's mysterious past, Tessa is beside herself. Hardin will always be Hardin, but is he really the deep, thoughtful guy Tessa fell madly in love with, despite his angry exterior, or has he been a stranger all along? She wishes she could just walk away, but it isn't that easy. Not with the memory of passionate nights wrapped in his arms, his electric touch, and his hungry kisses. Still, Tess is not sure she can endure one more broken promise. She put so much on hold for Hardin: university friends, her relationship with her mother, a loving boyfriend, even her fledgling career. She needs to move on. Hardin knows he made a mistake, possibly the biggest one of his life, but he won't be going down without a fight. But can he change? Will he change? For love. So, After We Collided is the second book after by Anna Todd. Now, this book starts directly after the first book. Now, this is going to be a big spoiler if you haven't read the first book, but I'm assuming if you're going to read or listen to this review, you must have at least read or know about the first book, or maybe even the first film. But the end of the first book, it is revealed that the only reason Hardin pursued Tessa is because it was a bet. He was betted by his friends to sleep with her, and he obviously managed to, and he told his friends about it. Now, Tessa, who thought his friends were hers friends as well, comes to the realization of what's happened, and the second book is the beginning of her finding out the truth and progressively finding out what Hardin's really all about, what really happened, and if the person she fell in love with is actually who she fell in love with, or was it a fabrication that he made. Now, the first book broke my heart. I felt so compelled to hug Tessa, like figuratively, and I just wanted to just kind of throw the book in one end, because you end up really getting angry and hating Hardin for what he's done. You hate the friends for their participation of it, and also it's kind of how they slot into his antics. Now, Hardin throughout the first book he's openly being a horrible guy. He naturally has got his own issues he is dealing with, and you can see he is battling with that throughout the first book, and obviously there was a indication that something was going on, there was some kind of secret. So the second book is, now that secret's out of the way, we know what's happened. It's how Tessa really deals with all of it, and Hardin's openly being very upfront with how he's feeling towards her and how much she genuinely means to him, and what his life has been like now that she is in it. It's given it some kind of meaning and hope. So the second book is a raw, captivating frustration of a dysfunctional, loving and romantic dark story. Now, the rawness of the characters is beautiful. I think Tessa's very loving and caring and nurturing, and she's just so patient with Hardin. I think this epic love story is either one of them books that you either love the characters or you do hate them, and at times I find myself battling the two, in all honesty, because you have this beautiful loving character Tessa, and sometimes you want her to just shout at Hardin, and then you want Hardin just to appreciate that someone's trying to take the time and effort, but obviously he has such dark, deep rooted issues that he needs help with, and he shows throughout second book that he's regretful and ashamed of what he done and what he participated in, and you see him pulling away from his friends because of the influence they had on the relationship that he started to build. And he has a very angry still exterior. He still has that frustration and anger, and there are still some scenes of his pure hatred towards the world and life and himself really get taken out on other people as well as furniture and the world. So there's still his frustration and anger and dysfunction in his life. Tessa, throughout the second book, it isn't a case of they make up, he makes amends and he forgets everything that ever happened to him and he's immediately better. He's like the perfect boyfriend. It doesn't work that way because he has a lot of personal demons that he's trying to fight, and he fights between his natural instinct and then also the love he has now got for Tessa, which is quite interesting because in the second book, when After We Collided, it's from Tessa and Hardin's point of view, so you get to hear and feel what he's really going through and how he's thinking and dealing with the situation, which I really loved. I think it's amazing that this disastrous, toxic, unhealthy couple can be so in love and so beautifully written about, yet Anna Todd can really separate the two to two different entities and talk and express how they're feeling so differently. I think that's an amazing way to express certain situations, but also it's a massive props on her side, on Anna Todd, that she can write so magically in two different characters' point of views. And I find with a lot of books they either keep to the one point of view, or if they do change point of views it's usually brief, or maybe it will be that it's the same gender, same character, like similarities, so the writing style can stay the same, whereas the generic writing style is the same but the actual text context of how they're feeling, their processing, the way they're wording things is so different that it feels like two different characters, it feels like two different people, and I feel that's what brings the book so much to life. So I think After We Collided is a great addition to the After series. I think it progresses the story really well, it develops the characters in a really romantic, epic, dysfunctional way, and I also think that you grow more attached to Hardin in this book than I felt in the first book. But also for Tessa, you end up loving Tessa even more. If you loved her so much in the first, you'll love her even more in After We Collided. I feel their story is just blossoming in this book and the complexity of them is just growing more and more. And if this is something you can get, then please do. I'll put a link down in the description of the book because I think everyone should give it a go, should try it. And as I always say, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done already, and I will see you soon with another video. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.